Welcome to the Fantasy Thinker. I'm Jared Kodemanch, and this episode is going to be Reading the Prose number 6, featuring Stephen Erikson's Reaper's Gale, book 7 in the Malazan Book of the Fallen. And I'm going to be taking a little passage out of here and going over it and trying to figure out what it all means. That's what all I'm doing with these Reading the Prose segments that I do. I just try to get some initial thoughts on something I read, and just to see if it jives with how it's going, and see if it sticks when the book ends. And if I'm right about any of this stuff, I could be completely wrong. Who knows? But I've chosen a passage in here that really stood out to me, um, and oh, this is spoilers. Spoiler alert! Bing, bing, bing. Don't watch any further if you don't like spoilers. So this section I pulled out, I'm going to give it a little context first. It's our favorite god, Bug, is having a dilemma. He's having like a gazillion year crisis. I don't know what you call it for a god, but he's very indecisive right now, and he's wondering what to do. And his master, Tahol, notices this and asks him what's wrong, and says, I might provide you a proper pithy solution. If you're familiar with these characters, you know that they are very humorous, comic effect, um, but also very much a part of the story, and fun to read. So I'm going to put his answer, Bug's answer to Tahol, telling him, describing to Tahol what is bothering him. And I'll see if I can put it up here on the screen. And it says, the errant follows the Warlock King to see what he plans. The Warlock King meddles with nefarious rituals set in place by another Ascendant, who in turn leaves off eating a freshly killed corpse and makes for an unexpected rendezvous with said Warlock King, where they will probably make each other's acquaintance, then bargain to mutual benefit over the crumbling chains binding another Ascendant, one soon to be freed, which will perturb someone farther to the north, although that one is probably not yet ready to act. In the meantime, the long departed Eater fleet skirts the Draconian Sea and shall soon enter the river mouth on its fated return to our fair city. And with it are two fellow champions, neither of whom is likely to do what is expected of them. Now, to add spice to all of that, the secret that is the soul of one Scabandari Blood-Eye will, in a depressingly short time, cease to be secret, and consequently, and in addition to, and concomitant with, we are in for an interesting summer. So, what I noticed about this is that it basically gives away the whole plot of the book. And I'm like, I read that, and I'm just like, because this is a reread of the book, and I'm just like, oh, he just told us the whole plot. So I'm wondering, is what is Erikson trying to do there to us, the reader? Is he playing with us? Is he messing with us? Um, of course, you got to take into account the reliability of the narrator, but it is a god that's saying this stuff, and he's saying it in a very genuine, concerned manner. And so, what is the author playing at here? He's giving us this plot. That's this book. That's the plot that's in this book that's happening. And you're like, okay, what do I do with that information? What do I do with that information? I obviously it doesn't resolve anything. It doesn't resolve how the book ends or what becomes of all these things he just set into place. Uh, but he's basically telling you, hey, here's a little plot summary of what's going on. And I just thought it was, to me, it was Erickson having a little fun with us and a little fun with the, kind of the metafiction aspect of this character, Bug, who's a god serving a mortal master. And it just adds to the fun of what he's trying to achieve with these characters. Um, and he's using these characters to, poke a little fun at the situations that arise in the Lether Empire, where it resembles, you know, so much of our societal structures are kind of looked at through the lens of the Lether Empire, and so he uses these characters to poke fun at all that, and he's using the characters now in a metafiction kind of way to give us the plot summary of the book, to basically say that this is not what you should be focused on. This is smoke and mirrors. This is illusion. The book itself has much more important things going on with the themes that are running through it, and the characterizations and the story that's going on here, much more important things than this simple plot summary. And I thought that was just very amusing how Erickson uses the god, and gods who have a ton of knowledge. They're very, they're supposed to be all knowing to their followers and stuff like that. And so he uses that metafiction narrative of the god to throw the plot at us and say, Alakazam, there it is. Now read the book and see what's really going on, what it's really about. And I thought that was just funny. I thought it was funny. And the funny thing is, comes later though, when Tahol, hearing all this, totally says, responds to Bug and says, "Oh wait, where do I fit into this? How come I'm not mentioned in that summary there? How come you're worried about all this stuff going on, but I'm not mentioned? I'm more important than that." And and so and Bug gives him the guise that he's trying to protect them. So you have all these gods and ascendants and otherworldly powers who are all kind of aware of each other on some level. And he's trying to keep Tahol and his machinations hidden. And that's another, you know, uh, like I said, illusionist, you know, uh, bait and switch type thing going on here. Sleight of hand, if you will. And when Tahol asks Bug what's for dinner, Bug says he has to improvise. It's a little more involved than that in the dialogue, but basically he says he's going to improvise. And Tahol basically says, well, there you have it. That's what you need to do. Improvise about all your worries and improvise around this book's plot. And that's a lot of what's going on here. And, of course, smoke and mirrors are a common theme of Erikson's works here. Basically, who are our favorite gods from some of the other books: Shadow Throne and Cotillion, the Realm of Shadow. That's has to deal a lot with illusionary magic, and what deals more with smoke and mirrors than illusionary magic and sleight of hand. You know, so as you can, it's just a clever way that it just all ties in together. Everything ties in together, and I thought that was just a little highlight that stood out to me in the prose of this particular book. And so that's all I got for this episode. If you like this, please like and subscribe below. And be good to each other. Thank you.